Good evening, friends. Welcome to all in this webinar on social media marketing. Social media marketing is now an important part of our lives. The time spent on these social media platforms has increased significantly in last few years. For many people, television has become a secondary source of entertainment, and thus it becomes important for all the startups and businesses to know and understand how they can use these platforms for their business promotions. So today we have with us three eminent personalities who have extensive experience in social media marketing. The first panelist with us is Mr. Ankur Mehra. He leads the Media Partner Development Program of Facebook for the Asia Pacific region, and he has joined us from Singapore. He started his career with Indian Army and has worked with other various companies in lead roles, and he has extensive experience in social media marketing. Then we have with us Ms. Jyoti Mali. She is the digital media marketing head of Wedme Good. And for those who don't know Wedme Good is a brilliant platform for arranging weddings. And in the digital marketing space, digital platforms, they have more than 1 million followers on Instagram and more than 250,000 followers on Facebook. They also have a YouTube channel, which is also having a great fan following. The third panelist with us is Ruchi. Ruchi is an independent consultant and an expert on branding and communication. So, welcome you all panelists. We thank you for taking out time and sharing your knowledge with us on this platform. I will first request Ankur to share his views and let us know about how Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram can be used as a promotion platforms. Over to you, Ankur.
All right. Thank you, Anshul. And hello, everybody in this webinar today. I hope, first of all, that you all are keeping well and safe. These are obviously unprecedented times, and I hope that you are keeping home and keeping safe. Um, Before I kind of go ahead, I wanted to make this. This is a caveat that I wanted to share with you all. That while I represent Facebook and Instagram on my professional profile, the webinar today is absolutely my personal views. So I'm more than happy to kind of share with you my personal views and how I see the media trends emerging and what are we seeing, is going to be the shape of things to come. Um, Before I go any further, I'd also like to kind of share with you that in my career, which is about 20 years or something, like Anshul said, I started off from the Indian Army. In between, I was an entrepreneur, just like most of you on the call today. And then for the last 3 years, I've been at Facebook. At Facebook over here, I started in Hyderabad, where I was basically looking after the media partnerships for all regional markets. So, like that there's Bollywood and Hindi, there's also Kollywood, Tollywood, Sandalwood, etc. So, I was basically looking after the media industry in all multiple media languages or vernacular languages in India, and that was across news, entertainment, and sports. The aim of that job was to basically make sure that I'm able to help media partners across multiple languages to kind of grow and engage with their communities. The next year, I moved to Bombay, and in Bombay, I was looking after the scaled media partnerships, which means that I was not working with the A plus plus kind of media partners, but I was working with the emerging set of media partners. So basically, the small and medium media businesses, just like you and me over here. And in the third year, last year that is, I moved to Singapore to basically head the scaled media partnerships for whole of APAC, which includes Australia, Thailand, Indonesia, Korea, other countries. The idea is the same, to work with the small and medium media businesses. So very clearly, over my journey of the past few years, I've been an entrepreneur. I've seen how social media is from the other side of the table, and then I've also been a part of the social media business as such. So I've been working on the other side of the table as well. So in the next few minutes that I'll be spending with you, the idea is to kind of share my experiences with you and also to share how do I see the emerging trends of social media over the past few years and mainly now, because like I said, these are unprecedented times, and how will the industry move forward and what does it mean for me, but more importantly for you. So very clearly, social media, as we all know today, is like pretty ubiquitous. Anybody who's got a phone and has got data, they are able to watch and consume content on the fly wherever they are. The importance of social media definitely cannot be undermined or overlooked at this point, and it is here to stay for sure. So, very briefly, if I was to kind of outline the top three trends that I see, which might be relevant for you, which you should keep in mind when you're planning your social media strategies, um, I'd like to take you through all of that. But first, before I even go further, I think one of the things that we should all understand is that everybody today is a creator. If you have a story to be told, if you have a mobile on your hand, and if you have video making capabilities, if you have a story, you can tell it through social media, your brand story, your personal story as a brand, or whichever permutation you might want to make out of it. Uh, the more important thing that I often get to hear from a lot of people is that does the platform really matter? Because if everybody is a storyteller and if everybody has got a phone and a camera, does it really matter where are they posting their stories and what are they saying to the people, and where do they find their audiences? And the answer to that in my head is a big bold yes. It is important for us to figure out where our audiences sit, and every social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, everybody has got their own niche of audiences. So if you want to talk to, let's say, teenagers or preteens, you might just want to think about whether you want to talk to them on TikTok versus a YouTube versus a Facebook. If you want to talk to professionals, and if you're a B2B, you might want to think whether you want to talk to them on Twitter versus a LinkedIn. So I mean, there is going to be a trade-off, and it doesn't make really a lot of sense if you are just taking one story and plug it into all different media mainstreams. That might not be the best case, might not be the best approach to kind of go forward. The second trend that I see often and people always talk about nowadays is that does the medium matter? Yes, the medium matters. I feel that as we kind of go ahead, and especially in the times that we are living in right now, we've seen um, on almost all platforms that video is really exploding. We see that video consumption on each and every platform is literally going through the roof right now. There's a lot more consumption of video, whether short form video or mid form video, across different platforms. People don't have too much time right now to read a lot of text, and especially in India when data is getting cheap and the market entry price of handsets is also cheap. We also see a lot of market penetration of handsets in tier B, tier C towns, in semi-urban or rural towns and villages, which means that if a person is sitting in a rural village in, let's say, Maharashtra, he or she is not really going to read through a lot of text if that's coming in. They might just want to consume content on the fly in the video format, and that's the way things are moving as we see today. And the third trend that I see very closely associated with the second one that I just mentioned is that localization is the key. When you're talking to your audiences, if you're talking in the same example, if you're talking to a person sitting in a remote village in Maharashtra, you might not, you might want to talk to that person in the localized manner. That means you might want to talk to that person in the language that they understand. You don't want to speak to them in Hindi or least of all in English when they are sitting and they are hardcore Marathi speakers. Similarly, for the south of India, whether it's Kerala or it's in the east, whether it's Calcutta, you want to speak to people in the language that they understand. So these are the top three trends that we see from the social media side of things. And now, before I exit from here, I'd love to kind of also make sure that I share with you the top three takeaways that you might want to carry home with you. The first one is that everything now is becoming really personal. Media now, social media now, and social media marketing now is absolutely personal. It's all about what kind of a face can you put to the whole avatar that you want to create. So even if I was to, for example, be a retailer of this chair, it might be more fruitful for an advertiser to talk to a person, uh, even if he's not as good looking as me, but to make sure that that talking to a person will probably give you more returns as compared to talking to a pretty looking chair. So it makes more sense to have a personal storytelling experience. It also makes a lot of sense to make sure that whether you're a brand or you're building a brand or you are a brand which has been there in existence for a while, you want to create an avatar or a persona around it. Make it personal in terms of your interaction. The second takeaway that I have is that one of the largest changes that we see now in social media is the power of local or micro influencers. We all know that big stars cost big money and they also have impact, but the actual true impact is now coming from micro influencers, people who have a smaller community but a more engaged community. That is where the real trends are shifting right now. And I also see that many a times, even if you have a 50,000 or a 1 lakh kind of a follower base, talking to them, talking to those influencers and letting them carry your brand message goes a long way more deep into the community that you're wanting to kind of engage with. I think the caveat over here is that don't go by the views and the followers, but really go by the engagement and the conversation, the deep conversations that the influencer is having with their communities. That is something that you want to kind of focus yourself on. The last piece of takeaway that I have is that in this time that we live in, everybody has got paucity of time. We all have that same phone screen, and there are five different people, five different platforms trying to grab our attention at every second. What is important right now is how authentic can we be, how real can we be when we are conversing with our audiences. When we are talking to our communities, we need to be really from the heart and not being made up in terms of creating an artificial kind of an experience for our audiences. So as much as we can be personal, as much as we can utilize and relay the power of micro influencers, and as much as we can be personal and in our interactions with the audiences, that will really help a brand and an SMB business get the maximum bang for their buck. That's all I have for right now. Back to you, Anshul. I'm happy to take questions later.
Thank you, Ankar. It was a wonderful session. Now I invite Ruchi. Ruchi will be speaking on various aspects of marketing on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. Over to you, Ruchi.
Thank you, Anshul, and thanks, Ankur, for setting the stage. Given that background, let's delve a little deeper into what social media marketing is all about. We'll look at a few numbers and then we'll look at specific tricks and tips to make the best of your social media marketing efforts on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, and Twitter. Before we start with specific tips, here's a slide we picked up from Global Web Index. It's a global body that looks into the numbers and statistics and trends behind social media and digital marketing overall. What is clearly visible here is that social media, these stats are till the Jan of 2020, so these are about 4 months old. And what these numbers show is just one simple section of what is actually a total parallel universe altogether. These numbers are actually just the active user numbers on a monthly basis. And what we see here is Facebook, YouTube, by virtue of their first mover advantage in the social media space, typically have a larger user database, more active users. The sustained growth that we see in chat messaging services like WhatsApp, even Facebook Messenger for that matter, WeChat. Now these in the past 5 years have been newer entrants, and they have kept on evolving their social media capabilities. And now in the modern times, they even help you reach out to a specific audience. So you have business options, you have payment options integrated into a lot of the chat messenger options. So that's another piece that we see. And then there are regular and very customized platforms of social media like Pinterest or Twitter or even LinkedIn that help you reach out to a certain section of the audience in a certain manner. So while this is not an exhaustive list of what all options exist out there, but the idea is to have a glimpse of what we're looking at in terms of sheer numbers. So as a digital marketer, if I have the same limited budget and the same bang for my dollar to look at, social media or social media marketing is actually turning out to be a better ROI vis-a-vis the traditional media options that we've always had. This is just another snapshot about what Pinterest does. This is the global number, and just the number of active Pinterest users that you can reach out in terms of advertising on Pinterest is a wobbling close to 200 million worldwide. And this, we are only talking about a platform that started off as a hobby site for people who would want to know the latest in their field of interest, be it a hobby, be it a small business, be it garment, be it home gardening, be it cooking. I mean, travel. There are billions and billions, 200 billion pins and interest boards out there. So that's the kind of scale, that's the kind of universe we are looking at. Quickly moving on to Twitter, the number of active users one can reach out to, just and this, mind you, is the data just for India till the Jan of 2020, about 4 months back. So if you chose to advertise on Twitter, you would have reached out to approximately 12 million people, which is technically 50% of all the urban population of India. So there you are, and access has only grown with the growth of usage of smartphones, with the growth of usage of mobile data. I mean, traditional access of social media has actually come down, given the fact that smartphones are more and more prominent nowadays. This snapshot is for the LinkedIn numbers for India. 62 million. I mean, that's just practically 1/10 of the kind of users that exist on the LinkedIn universe. LinkedIn by far is the largest professional networking site. So if you are a small business, if you are a small brand, if you are an individual, if you are a professional, this is the platform that will help you not just network with, but also reach out to a wider audience in the professional sphere as a business, as an individual. So when we come, I mean, this is just a very small snapshot. But when we come to social media marketing, like everything else, every sort of marketing, the more money you invest in your brand, the more money you put into activities, the more money you put into being there, reaching out, the returns are far better. But how does one really start off with? When I'm a small business or I'm an independent consultant or individual or professional, I have very limited capability to actually make the best use of what these platforms offer. To start off with, we'll do some basic tips and tricks which will help you maximize the return on investment, and also look at what all you can do without putting in a single dollar into what your budgets are. So let's call it zero budget social media marketing. I'm going to be sharing a few handy tips which are going to be common for any sort of social media platform that you choose to work on or choose to check out. Then we'll come down to specific tips for Pinterest, Twitter, and LinkedIn in that order. Before we start off with how to do what we want to do on social media, there are a few things that we need to keep in mind. When we are talking about social media, the prime piece, the prime property, or the prime real estate that we're talking about is your own existence, your own profile. And like Ankur mentioned, it's your own persona. Now, as a brand, what do you stand for when you're out there? In the absence that you're physically present out there, it's your social media profile, which is going to do the talking, which is going to sell, which is going to attract, and which is going to then give you on whatever you wish from that presence. So what you create online has to be very well thought out, has to be in sync with what you offer offline, has to be very frequently updated, and has to be the latest and easiest kind of information which can reach across and be understood very easily to your target audiences. So when we talk about creating that profile is by far the very basic and the very minimal step that anyone can perform while looking to while looking to exist on social media platforms. But not just presence, it's also about what you bring along with you on the profile, on the persona that you are online. So like every individual, we have friends, we have family, and we have an entire ecosystem along with us that kind of defines us, what we do and what we offer. Even online, the contacts you bring in, the platform and the activities that you do in order to further your presence and in order to help grow the platform is actually the benefit you get in return. So your connections, your followers, your contacts, the pages you follow, the newsletters you may subscribe to, the interactions you have, the media that you put out there, people you tag, people you follow, all of those contribute to a very large extent in giving back to you what you intend to leverage from the media. So not just being present and having an ecosystem of your own, but also the kind of content you push across. Over a period of time, as social media has grown from being just static sites or being just platforms for people to interact and network, organic content has actually been seen as the driver of engagement, the driver of conversations, the driver of spreading awareness, the driver of conversions, and eventually lead generations leading to sales for people who are engaged there. The kind of content initially used to be just text posts, but now we have a huge array of choices between, say, pictures, images, graphics, video content, polls. I mean, everything that you could ever expect to be online. You can embed your links, you can integrate your social media presence with your website, you can have analytical tools running across, you can cross-link all your social media handles and presence, and make sure that what you come across is very well sorted out, well planned, and is consistent all through. Also, when you figure out your presence has what it needs to be there online, and the content is coming out, the connects are there, you're following the right set, the balanced set of people are following you back, the engagement is happening. The next level or the next notch of level that you can challenge yourself with is to collaborate. So be it your stakeholders, be it your partners, be it your vendors, be it your employees. It could be end customers if you're in a direct to customer business, or it could even be competitors for that matter. We see a lot of social media engagement happening around competitors reaching out and engaging together to generate very interesting content for mutual customers. So collaborations, partnerships is the way forward as we see. And they also not just contribute to leveraging the business of scale, but it also helps you reach out to an audience which was typically your competitors' audience, but in a very more healthy and a more neutral playground. The last piece about seeing success in the social media marketing space is about being curious and staying curious. Social media keeps evolving. All platforms tend to keep bringing new content, new trends, trying out new features. So while it's stories for one, it's polls for the other, it's video sharing for the third one, it's filters for one channel. So experimenting with many of the newer features that your chosen social media platform keeps bringing or may bring up in the future is also the key to staying successful on social media. LinkedIn, for example, has come up with so many useful features for not just targeting who you reach out to, what you reach out with, and when you reach out with. And you actually have real-time reports and dashboards to help you not just keep track of what is happening and how it's being perceived out there, but also about how you can optimize it, how you can customize it a little further to get the more better results that you anticipate. So given this entire background to what social media presence is, we'll delve a little more specifically into how to make the best for us. There are certain tips that work well across social media platforms. When we talk about creating a profile, make sure that each and every field is populated with relevant information. So depending on the kind of platform you choose to be present in, if it is professional networking platform like LinkedIn, or if it is a total out and out opinion sharing platform like Twitter, or if it's a fun platform like Instagram, the kind of description, the kind of information, the kind of details that we key in there is what will get us the first set of connects, the first set of followers, and the first set of people that we're going to engage with. So the so the profile that we have online has to be a very powerful one. Because information that we put out there, it could be related to the location where you are in a city, in a country, the date of existence, it could be your profile picture, it could be your handle name, it could be the contact details that you punch in there. There are fields that ask for your website URL. Please punch those in. There are places that ask you for multiple pictures. Please use that to the maximum capability. If you are a product centric business or you are a service oriented business, use the power of information to work for you. So not only does it describe you and allows people looking for your kind of services to reach out to you, it also helps populate the keywords. I mean, if you populate the information with the relevant keywords, it also helps you in doing your SMO and the SEO processes very clearly. So, and make sure that all the information that is put up there is customized to the platform that you are using. So if it is a fun platform, use information which is less formal in nature, present information which is endemic to the nature of the platform. If it is a professional platform, make sure that people know where to reach out to, contact you if they need to find you. The next level that we spoke about was connect. So the immediate first line of contacts that you might have as a business or as an individual is the ones that you reach out to on the social media platforms also. Be it people, be it pages, company pages or business pages, be it groups that you need to be a part of. It could be your own sector groups or your own industry groups, or for example, in Pinterest, it has to be a group which you would like to follow, which you would like to be a part of, interact, engage, and learn more and gain benefit out of, or contribute. On the other hand, there are lists on Twitter which help you compartmentalize the information that you see on Twitter, because Twitter can tend to get quite crowded in a matter of a few hours, and there will forever be interest and people you would want to follow on a more regular basis. So list comes in handy there. The use of hashtags is fairly new. In the past couple of years, they have emerged as one key tool to help you keep track of pieces of information that are very vital for you. Using these hashtags as a marketing tool is another piece that we're going to talk about shortly. Follows is very important. So people who follow you on Twitter or people you follow back on different platforms are going to be very important. Subscribing to all the newsletters floating around, reaching out to stakeholders, leadership opinions which are available for subscription. Please make use of those. Generating content, having conversations, engaging with different stakeholders, and reading up and staying up to date on information in your chosen area of field is very important. A couple of social media websites offer the option of syncing your phone contacts, the contacts on your mobile or your emails with the online ones. So that's quite helpful. If I'm a business and I have a lot of my contacts and my customers or as for phone numbers or email IDs, the most handiest tool is to allow access. Obviously, privacy concerns exist, but a lot of these social media marketing organizations and platforms typically have very strict privacy policies. So as long as you're comfortable, please do make use of that very quick tool to track down people and get on to a larger number of network and followers. When we talk about content, now that you have a presence, you have people there, what do you talk? If you're a business, if you're an individual working as a professional or consultant, what you talk about is actually more important than just being present and having people there. You could talk about the nature of your business, the advantages that you bring along, the capabilities that the achievements that come along, different aspects of business like the people, the talent, recruitment, the life cycle, the product advancements that happen over time, technological advancements, logistical tie-ups. If you're entering into partnerships with new vendors, talk about yourself or your business as an entity, and your content should typically talk about all aspects as much as is allowed for public disclosure, and build upon that on a very positive frequency. Also, while developing content or while putting in information out there, there are the very basic that one can do is to use keywords. Keywords which are very typical, which go with the kind of work you do, with the kind of product or service that you offer. That will help you gain traction when someone is searching for or considering the same kind of services or products. And it will also contribute a lot to the SMO and the SEO optimizations of your offering online. So using the right set of words and keywords is very endemic to what you put up online. The type of content you put up, like we discussed, it could be pictures, it could be videos, it could be graphics, it could be polls. All of that is available for you to choose from. Please go out and experiment. Use a healthy mix of most of them so that the freshness of content and the type of conversations you have works in your favor. The frequency is going to be a very key point when considering social media marketing. So when if you're on a Twitter, you will have to plan to be very frequently present and to frequently put out content there. Twitter being the fastest mode of social media at the moment, brands and even small businesses have to typically keep up to 2 to 3 tweets on an average, or depending on the kind of business or service they offer, at least 2 to 3 tweets a week in order to keep showing up. So typically, social media works on the principles of chronology. Whatever is the latest, whatever is the freshest, whatever has been just tweeted, posted will show up first, top first on the timelines, on the news feeds of the followers. So staying up, making sure that whatever information you put out there is timed so that it shows up prominently and at the right time to your targeted audience is of very critical nature. So just frequency, the time at which you send out a tweet, the chronology, all of that comes together. To help marketers plan this out, I mean, since we are doing it free and we are assuming that there are not many disposable resources at your hand, just take out a little time, plan out a calendar of how you would want to talk about, what you would want to talk about, and you can actually put in all the information and schedule the activity for a specific point in time in the future. So if I know today that 1 month down the line it will be a public holiday or a festival, and I have something very pertinent to talk about 15 days down the line, I can actually create the content today when I have time over the weekend and make sure I set in the alert so that it shows up on that chosen selected date and time. So the schedule of what we do, all these social media options offer you that flexibility of planning out your entire calendar and scheduling your activity, your post accordingly. Staying consistent all across is another piece that a lot of small businesses, a lot of brands tend to get mixed up with. Tonality, presence, the choice of words, the conversations that happen, all of that contribute in very visible ways to how you are perceived online as a profession or as a business. So making sure you take hands-on control of what your brand is online is a very important aspect of the issue. Another piece that I missed out here is the call to actions. So it's not just about a one-way interaction. It's also about what you want your audience to do. So suppose you want them to take an action. If you've launched a new product online and you're talking about it, and you would want the people who are viewing it, the audience that you've actually targeted and reached out to leave you with a lead or to actually go out and buy it outright, the call to action that you place on your media, on your post is very critical in nature. How you want your audience to react is the call to action. Do you want them to download? Do you want them to buy it? Do you want them to visit the site for more additional features? Or do you want them to leave their numbers and email IDs so you can come back to them with a more detailed offer? Those are the call to actions that you need to predefine for yourselves when you set up an objective and goal for your content and for the profile and what you're expecting from the social media platform there. We've spoken about collaborating, so replying to the messages that come across, answering all the queries that come on, tagging people. So suppose there's a stakeholder who's been part of the conversation, tag them, involve them, mention other pages, other followers, other content. You can even have mentions and tags to media, which is so. Suppose, for example, I have a press coverage that appeared in one of the newspapers. So using that link embedded in my post, when I talk about it on my timeline, will actually open up another level of engagement altogether, because not only will people who click on it reach out to the media website, but I will also get backlinks and additional audiences from the links that come from there. There are content partnerships that can happen, brand associations, influencer collaborations that happen. So utilize all the full scope of options that a social media platform offers to you. And like we said, keep experimenting, keep going back to the analytics, keep going back to the numbers, keep playing around with the budgets that you have. Start small. If not, then just keep optimizing your content, optimizing the choice of words to make sure that what you expect is being delivered. Now, coming specifically to tips for creating a power campaign on Pinterest. Pinterest is basically a place or a platform where people flock together when they are interested in a specific product, a specific a service, a specific interest. Like we said earlier, it could be fashion, it could be gardening, it could be food, it could be travel, anything which could hold the interest of a few hundred people is out there. So it's not a surprise that over 200 billion Pinterest exist out there. It offers you the option of being present as a person, which is as an individual, or having a business account. Now, both these options are free. So go ahead, experiment, try it out. As mentioned earlier, please add all the details that Pinterest asks for you, the websites, the profile pictures, the location. Also, the most unique piece about social media platforms is the choice of languages most of them now offer. So, if you're talking about Pinterest, it offers you the choice of 31 different languages. Some of them happen to be regional languages within India, but a lot of them are global languages. So if you are from the Philippines or the Sri Lankan subcontinent, the Sri Lankan geography, you can actually create a profile and content in your chosen language out there. So, like we understood from Ankur, customization and reaching out to a very specific audience is what is the key to making out, and language goes a very long way there. Pinterest, you can actually stake a claim to a particular brand, a particular identity, a particular hobby, or a particular product. If it really exists, if it is authentic, you can go out and make a claim, which will actually ensure that the right set of people end up exactly directly with you instead of being with the fake pages there.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
that is a very good explanation, Ruchi. Pretty well explained. So
okay.
we'll have more queries also from the participants, and you have brilliantly explained how we can use social media platforms on zero budget costing. We'll now hand it over to Jyoti, who will be taking us through what Google is all about and how we can use YouTube and Google as a marketing platform. Over to you, Jyoti.
Hi everyone.
Jyoti, your screen sharing is, if you can
One
refresh it.
second.
Yes, it's there.
Thank
Yes.
you, Ruchi, for covering the most important social media channels and also the best practices that everyone should follow. I guess that would be very insightful for everyone. As Ruchi like rightly said, YouTube is the second most important social media channel. So I would be, covering YouTube in more details so that you understand how to leverage YouTube to the most for your business. So why YouTube? Of course, like it's the second biggest social media channel. It has more than 2 billion users, and like 79% of the internet users are already on the YouTube platform, and more than like 1 billion hours of videos are shared on YouTube on an everyday basis. And 90% of those users said they have discovered brands and products on YouTube. So that makes YouTube a very important platform to be in, so that you don't miss out on your potential consumers who are already there on YouTube. So that's the reason, like, most of the marketers actually consider YouTube as one of the most effective video marketing platform, and more than 62% of small businesses as well as large businesses use YouTube as a platform to promote their business. So let's talk about how you can actually set up your YouTube channel and promote it to, get a lot of followers and get them engaged to your business so that you get sales for your business. I would be covering like 6 critical steps that you should be following. First is, of course, creating your own YouTube account, then knowing your audience and plan your content strategy accordingly, and then how to optimize your videos so that you get, more visibility and more discoverability for your videos. And then, once you set up your videos, you need to keep experimenting so that what videos are which videos are performing for you, what kind of content topics your viewers want to see. And then, of course, once you get subscribers, you need to engage your audience so that they stay connected with your brand, and then later on convert for your products or services. And accordingly, I mean, like, you need to promote your channel so that you get like more audience and subscribers on your YouTube platform. So I'll be quickly like covering these 6 steps with easy to understand illustrations. So first is, of course, you need a YouTube account. So when you must be having a YouTube account already, right? So once you set up a YouTube account, it adds up your individual account. So I would recommend you to have a different business account if you are looking forward to promoting your business YouTube. Like, the one reason behind it is, if you have an individual account and in the future your business grows, which it will, so you will have like more people managing your YouTube account, and you will need more people to manage your YouTube account. So in that case, you won't be able to share your personal details with them, right? So if you have a business account, you can like add on more people to it so that they can also manage your YouTube account. And also, the business account gives you a lot of analytics on your YouTube channel that can help you decide what kind of videos you need to put up to. So it's very easy to create a YouTube account. You just open YouTube and you click on this plus create a new channel, and YouTube will ask you some information about your brand name, and a little more detail about your brand's description, from where do you want to link your YouTube account to. So all of these information you can put, and your YouTube business account will look something like this. I mean, like, you can put a nice cover image that coincides with your business or your industry. You can put your logo that makes your account have your business identity. Then you can add more videos to it with detailed video description. And whenever you put like more videos, try to structure them into playlist, right? So that if a user is interested in certain kind of videos, he'll just go to your playlist and watch the relevant videos from it. And out of all of your videos, you can also select one video as a featured video, whichever you want your user to see first whenever they come to your channel. So this completes your business profile. So once your business profile is set, now the question is, how do you optimize your YouTube channel. So I would be discussing some steps that can actually make your YouTube channel more SEO friendly, and you get more discoverable on the YouTube search. The first step is, of course, need to know what video topics you need to cover, right? So go to your favorite channels in your industry, maybe you go to your competitors and learn what kind of videos work for them, or what kind of topics or what kind of videos they are creating. And then on those topics, like, search for what keywords actually users use to find those videos. And once you find those keywords, you use them in your video title. That's really, really important, because from the title only YouTube will know, okay, the video is all about this topic, right? And the title has to be as short as possible. Make it at least make it less than 70 characters long, and make it really interesting so that it gets you, some click throughs. So people, if they see your video in the search results, they tend to, click on the video and watch it. So that's the first step. You can find, relevant keywords on your topics through Google Keyword Planner tool. It's a very simple tool and it's free to use. You just go there, type in your topic, and Google will give you recommendations on the related keywords that you can use in your video title. Now, once we have finalized on the video topics and the keywords, then we have to write a compelling video description, because people would read that description if they haven't watched your video, and then they, figure it out whether they want to watch that video or not. And from those keyword sets, you can add, relevant keywords as hashtags in your description. That also helps in getting your videos discovered for those related keywords. And third important thing is, if you are having a video series, then you must, mention it in your description that this is, part one of the series and this is part two of the series, so that people can go on and watch the other parts of the series, and that will give you, more engagement on your videos, and more and more people watch more and more videos of you. You can also like link to your playlist or maybe your business website, so that whoever is watching your video can go and visit your website, and you get, free traffic to your website. Third step is use catchy thumbnails, of course, because like first impressions really matter, right? So if you have a video and you have an interesting thumbnail, that makes people click on that video to find more. So ideally, if you just post it without any thumbnail, YouTube will automatically pick the first slide of your video that might not be that interesting, right? So what you can do is you can maybe, look at your video and find the most interesting portion of your video that you can just freeze and frame and then use it as a thumbnail. Or maybe you can customize your thumbnail to have like, big text on your video, so that it's quite visible what the video is all about. And there are a lot of tools and apps wherein you can, easily create those creators. Maybe go to Canva, maybe go to Photoshop, and then just easily create those creators and use them as thumbnails. And you can also experiment with, different kind of thumbnails, so that you know what kind of thumbnails actually get you more visitors. Next thing is, of course, you have to be very, very active on your YouTube channel if you want to get more subscribers. So upload more often, like create different videos, so that you have, data to experiment as well. Also schedule videos, like you can have, like you can tell your followers that you would be, doing a video every Sunday, and then so that they look forward to the Sunday, and then they go and check out your channel on that day. And whenever you're scheduling anything on a particular day, you have to be like very professional and be, on prompt that you actually share that video on that day. So for that, if you think that you might, forget, or you might skip that day, you can also use a lot of scheduler tools that can help you. You can create videos and put it on schedule, and then it will work automatically. So there are a lot of tools like Creator Studio, that's from YouTube only, and Hootsuite, that you can actually use to schedule your videos. Also, whenever you create videos, always stick to the theme, and always you can always shoot in advance, so that if anything happens on that day, you still have, advanced content to be put on. So yeah, so upload more regularly. So now we have set up the channel, we have created videos, we have scheduled them. Now it's the time to promote your channel, so that more and more people know about your videos. So whenever you create a video, always use a brand logo and even watermark in your videos. So whenever a person is sharing your video, maybe on WhatsApp, on Facebook, or wherever, your brand goes along with your video. So people would, whosoever is watching your video not on your platform but on other platforms, they will get to know more about your brand. So you can add links to your website in your video, so that whosoever is watching your video can also go to your website. And also, like always like ask all the viewers to subscribe, like, and share your video. It's really important, because that one visibility is the only chance of you to interact with your viewers. So always ask them to subscribe, and also cross promote your YouTube video on other social channels. So that's the best part of YouTube videos, as in you can put a video on the YouTube, and then you can reuse that video on your other channels. Like you can put it on IGTV, you can put it on Facebook to get like more views, or maybe you can put it on your Insta story with a link to your video. So from other channels, try to get more visitors to watch your video. I can also Okay, this is just to show you how you can use your brand logo and watermark, and how you can actually, in the beginning of the video, ask the user to subscribe to your video.
So, what are the tools,
Next,
Jyoti, to use these watermarks?
so there are so many, so many video tools that allow you to, add icon on your video, or add watermarks on your video. I will like touch base on those apps and those tools later in my presentation. Okay, so the last step is, of course, once you get subscribers, you need to engage your subscribers. So YouTube has this feature as community, right? So you, in that community, you can actually engage with your subscribers. So when you get subscribers, don't lose them. So you just keep interacting with your subscribers through polls, through Q&A sessions, or through interactive posts. Maybe ask them what kind of video they want to see next, or which video did they like most. So these kind of interaction also, will also let you know more about the content people are liking, and plus it will also keep your subscribers engaged, so that they come and watch other videos as well. Okay, next thing is, it's very important to keep experimenting and monitor regularly. So if you have a business account, it gives you a lot of features wherein you can actually see analytics of your videos. You can actually see what your users belong to, which gender, which city, which age group, and what they are commenting. Which videos they actually like, which videos are performing for you, which are not. So all of these things you can actually go to Creator Studio and see, and also accordingly build your content strategy. So in the ideal scenario, like from our experiences, we have seen the short videos really work well. So as shorter your videos are, like the quicker you get engagement. And secondly, your video has to be mobile friendly, because we all know the highest content consumption is on mobile these days. So make it mobile friendly. You have to experiment and see whether horizontal videos work well for you, or vertical videos work well for you. Next is always, like the first 15 seconds of the videos are very, very crucial. So always make sure that in the first initial, time period, you actually talk about your brand, or maybe, the services. So people have that recall value of your brand, and they know your brand even if they haven't watched your video completely. Also make sure that your video is of good quality. Invest in good equipments, shoot with professionals. This will help you go a long way, because people really bounce back from low quality videos. So yeah, high quality videos is really important. And even if you don't have money to invest on expensive equipments, you can maybe hire someone, for like hire a freelance photographer or a freelance videographer, or maybe you can easily create such videos. If you have like good quality pictures, you can also use those pictures to create the video of your own. Or maybe you can learn these skills online, and then you can keep experimenting. Also try to add subtitles to your video, because a lot of video consumption, like not these days, but earlier, a lot of video consumptions were also in the office hours, or maybe in the public places. So if you use subtitles, that will ensure that people are still, watching your video even if their audio is off. Also try to put an end screen to your video. So once the user has watched your video, you should place a brand, brand intro or something across the brand so that he has that recall value. Okay, the video that he liked watching completely, belongs to this brand. Also, be very cautious of using music tracks in your video, because some music tracks are do have, copyrights. So if you use them, you might get, a violation warning from YouTube. So you can maybe use the YouTube audio library. There you can download, free audio tracks that you can actually use in your video. So that's kind of a really, helpful resource if you want to create videos on your own. Okay, so I've listed down a few video making and even editing apps that I have myself used, and I really like them. In the sense, I mean, like, you can create any kind of video from scratch. If you can't hire someone to do it for you, or even if you have shorter video, you can actually use these apps to edit, add text to it, or add special effects to it, or maybe, add a brand logo or watermark to it. So you can do all of these things through these apps. Like Animoto is a great app. If you have like different images, you can just combine those images on Animoto and add a music, add some text, and your video is ready. And similarly, InShot is such app wherein you can, like, edit your video, trim that video, club videos, and create your own, video after editing any original video. Legend is a great app if you want to animate text. You might have seen, certain videos. They don't have people in the video, but they actually talk a lot through text. So you can actually use, those messaging and animate them to create a video of your own. Similarly, Lapsit and Lifeplaps are great apps to create stop motion videos. So if you are a fan of stop motion videos, because they are quite in trend, so you can also create those on your own using these apps. And all of these apps are, free to certain extent. And if you want to, get more features, then you get to pay for it. Okay, this was all about how to, generate YouTube traffic and YouTube engagement through organic sources. If you don't have time to create those videos and you really want to leverage YouTube, you can also run paid advertising. In paid advertising, you just, create some videos, but they get, visible on other videos that are quite popular already. So you get, viewership from those videos. That's where you run paid ads on YouTube. So when we talk about YouTube paid advertising, I would like quickly, tell you what kind of ad formats you would need if you want to run paid advertising. One is TrueView ads. You must have seen whenever you watch a video on YouTube, in the beginning, an ad appears which is skippable, right? And once you skip it, it, drags to the right or drags down to the bottom of the screen to, get watched later. So these kind of ads are called TrueView ads. When you run those ads on Google, you just pay for performance. You just pay when user has viewed more than 30 seconds of your video, or you just pay when user has done any action by watching that video. So they are quite, less expensive for you because you only pay for performance. Second is non-skippable video ads. These are kind of ads that you can't skip, right? They might appear at the beginning of some video or at the midpoint of a video. Then you have to, watch it. So, generally recommendations are you have to keep them really, really short so they don't annoy. And as short, if you make them short, they get, more reach. Uh, and also you pay Google on CPM basis, as in you only pay for impressions. As many users view them, you pay to Google accordingly. Then there are bumper ads. Let me show you one. Yeah. So these kind of ads, they're very short, like they are this typically 3 or 4 seconds, typically 6 seconds long. So these kind of bumper ads appear at the end of certain videos. So once a person is engaged to the YouTube channel and he watches the complete video, then this appears. So this also gets viewability from the user who is quite interested in those videos. So there are more chances that people would watch these videos. They are also paid on CPM basis, and they are very idle for mobile users. They generally appear on mobile devices. Okay, to run Google ads, you just need to run YouTube ads. You just need to have a Google Ads account access, or just create a campaign over there, and you just choose video as a channel. Google will ask you certain questions around what is your targeting. If you are like, if you want to really target a particular city or a particular locality, you can actually choose it. If you want to target just certain age group, you can also choose all of these targeting options. So this really help you to reach out to the targeted audience that you want for your business. Okay, that's all about YouTube. Let us cover Google also pretty quickly. I know Google is not a social media platform, but do you think you can ignore it? I don't think so. So because we all know Google is the most dominant search engine. People on social media, like more than that, people would be on Google, right? And people go on Google with the vast intent. So if they are searching for something, they really want to, look out for it. They really want to spend, researching for this thing. So Google has got highest intent, and that's where if you have, visibility on Google, then you have higher chances to reach your target audience, because they would be reaching they would be searching you through the relevant keywords. So there's a lot more chances that you get quality audience and the relevant audience. And of course, because we know like billions of people go to Google every day, and your potential consumer would be also the one. So if he is on Google and searching for something that your business also provides, and you're not visible on Facebook, on Google, then you might be missing out on those users, and they might go to your competitors if they are visible on Google. So it's very important to have visibility on Google for your business terms. So this is how typically the Google's first page looks like. I will be covering the first page because it's been said that if you want to hide a dead body, you just hide it on the second page. So that's how less important the second page is, because ideally a lot of people get their answers on the first page. That's what Google also works on, getting relevant results on the first page so that the user gets best experience. So the keyword that a user is searching is called the search query. You can also find those keywords through Google Keyword Planner that we just covered, or you can also go to Google Trends, and then you can see the seasonality and the popularity of your keyword across the months. So thereby you can actually choose what keywords would be best for your business. The first result that Google shows is mostly ads. So if you want to show up on first page on the top, then and you can't wait for it, or you can't wait for organic search results or organic search visibility. You can just run paid ads, and you will be visible instantly on the top of the first page. Then if the query is associated with something people would be interested in searching locally, then Google also shows Google local results. You can also get visibility in Google local results by using Google My Business. You just have to go to Google My Business, create your business profile. Google will ask you certain questions. You just verify your account, and you will get a chance to get visibility in Google local results. Then comes organic. These are completely free clicks. So if you don't have a budget, just invest time to SEO your website, to get like optimize your website for search engines, and then make it really popular, and make it really quality for Google to choose your site and pick put it on the first page for your business terms. So I mean, like SEO is a long method, and it's an ongoing ethical process that once you follow, then slowly your site will come up on the first page. So these Google marketing tools, I would really suggest you should use. These are the basic tools, and they all are free to use. So one is Google Analytics. This will give you, all the data about your site's traffic and about the user behavior. Also, like from which sources they came, on what pages they came, what they did on those pages, from what cities they came. A lot of insights that you get from Google Analytics, and this tool is free to use. So if you're not using it yet, you should just use it. You just have to place a code on your website, and you get an access to all of the analytics. Google My Business is just covered. You create your business profile and get visible in Google local results. Google Trends also show you how the trends are going. For example, you can see how Corona has, changed the trend of your business searches, or whatever topics you think you would be, covering in the future. Google Keyword Planner helps you to find right keywords for your business, and Google Ads help you to run paid campaigns to get traffic, or maybe to get conversions for your website. If you want to start off with Google Ads on your own by keeping a small budget, there are a lot of free resources available by Google. You can just, search for Google Ads help, and there are a lot of tutorials that will, guide you step by step on how you can set up your Google paid account and how you can optimize that account. The best part is you can also get a certification from Google. Like, you can also become a professional Google AdWords professional if you pass these assessments. There are also some are like free certifications. You can just go for them, read more about Google Ads, and then pass the certification, and you get the value. Google My Business account is also very easy to create. As I said, you just have to go to Google My Business. Google will ask you these simple questions, and you just need to verify your account to get it shown up in the Google local results. And also know all of the sites that got business profile won't show in the local results, because Google show limited number of profiles in the Google local. So it's also important to optimize your business profile accordingly. Yeah, so if you have a Google My Business, you might be able to show up like this. So if somebody is searching for your brand, he can know he can get more information about your brand through this knowledge graph that Google puts up if you have a My Business account. And also you can be visible in the Google local results like that, even if you don't have a website. Yeah, that's it from me, from my side. Happy to take any questions.
It was a really informative session. Thank you, Ruchi, and thank you, Jyoti, for enlightening us. I know that the time limit was a little short for us to, bundle it up in 1 hour at such a big topic, and we have getting a lot of queries from our viewers. So, if you are okay, I can take a few for you.
I think we can
Yeah.
stretch it by a couple of minutes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. So that's not an issue. We have viewers tuned into us. So first one is from Ankur. He's asking, Jyoti, probably you may answer this. Is it the right time to start a new YouTube channel of music?
Yes, of course. I mean, like, this is the time, engagement on YouTube has increased more than 50% as compared to the pre-corona period, because people are more glued to their mobile devices. They don't have anything to do instead. So this is, of course, the right time, and you have to start one day, right? So you also might got time to start with your YouTube channel. You should go about that.
Right. So another question which comes to my mind is, Ruchi, how should we
Yes.
choose between the platforms? Means whether we should promote more on LinkedIn or Facebook or Insta. Means how should we decide at which platform should we focus on?
So while it helps to be present as a business or as an entity, as a brand, as a persona on each of these platforms, but over a period of time, depending on what we expect out of our platforms and what our goals for the social media presence are, it's going to help us understand which platforms work better. Just for example, if I'm a small business and I'm looking for qualified leads and sales leads from my social media efforts, it might help to be more actively present and more engaged on a LinkedIn, wherein I know who is engaging, their designation, their titles, their locations, and if available, then even the contact details to make sure that what I get from my ROI is what I want. Otherwise, I could just keep on having engaging conversations on the other platforms. I could probably, calibrate my effort and my expenses on the other platforms depending on where I want to put in money from. If it's less formal and if it's purely advertising about what services I offer, it will help to be present on Pinterest and LinkedIn more deeply than on, let's say, Twitter.
Right.
So it completely bases the objective that we expect out of the presence.
Sure. So we have another question from Lavi Seni. What all terms and points we need to consider before getting into with a new YouTube channel to a zone which is already very popular? So basically, genre which is already there. There are multiple YouTube channels catering to that particular field. So what should they do? Create a new channel and then popularize it. So,
Okay, so you need to look at keywords that have got low competition. So you need to you can start with those keywords so that you can get some engagement and you get some visibility. And then once you engage that, or you have to be like more regular, and it will just build up over time, right? And you can also feature other channels on your platform. So what it does is it makes your account more credible, that people will come to know what other channels are also popular in this stream, and these channels might also pick up your YouTube and then they feature it on your on their own channel. So thereby also you can get like more visibility. And apart from that, if you think already some popular channels are right there on YouTube, you can also use your other social media channels to get popularity for your channel. But it's just the matter of time that you will get that visibility on, and then you get that popularity for your own YouTube channel.
I would like to add to that. In case it's a genre which is already overpopulated, it's crowded, helping your content and the way you put it across be very different and very distinct from what already
Yeah.
exists out there will help, drive the traction that you're looking for. So, for example, you want to put up a healthy cuisine kind of a genre. And there's already a lot of videos out there in the YouTube universe which talk about healthy cooking. The way you do it, the way you use your videos, the way you put your content, the language itself, for example, all of that, besides how you do it, is going to help you stay very, very different from the crowd out there. So, content is supreme.
what you put
Yeah,
out
you have to
there will
stand out.
bring more subscribers. Okay, so we are
Yes.
getting a lot of requests on sharing your PPT. So we have got multiple requests. So would you be able to share your PPTs with the audience?
I'll just have to edit it a little bit, and yeah, I don't
Yeah,
mind.
great. So guys, if you have any queries, you can reach out to us on startupbazarindia@gmail.com, and we will, whosoever reaches out to us, we can share the presentation with you. Obviously, once we have those from our speakers. Also, guys, there are a few of our viewers who wish to have a certificate of participation from us, and we would be happy to provide you with that particular certificate. You will have to reach out to us and fill it a form, because this is an online session and we do not know who all have actually attended this. So therefore, we are putting out a link. We'll just put it in the comments box as well, and you can register yourself. And once you have registered, we will give you a certificate through email. There we go. The comment, in our comment, we have listed out the link for your registration to obtain a certificate of participation. All interested people can register yourself, and also this link has a question for feedback. Please do provide us a feedback on how the session was. And we understand that this is a short period of time, and we will try to organize a full-fledged 1 hour session with one of the speakers and with each of the speakers, so that we have much more information and much more detailed discussion on each of the tools and social media platforms which we are using, and how to utilize in those platforms in the most effective way. So thank you, viewers. Thank you for joining us and taking out time on this evening on a Saturday to attend this session. And we request you all to please subscribe and like this video and subscribe to our channel. We, as a team and the speakers, have put in a lot of effort in garnering all this information, and they have brought out to you a lot of valuable information which we feel that will be helpful for you. Also, this video will be there available on our YouTube channel for a later viewing as well. So if any of your contacts have missed out to attend this session, you can probably share the links with them and then ask them to attend this. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you for joining us. We are signing out. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
you,
everyone.
guys.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Bye.